Now, let's join ace broadcaster Mamode Akuga as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, Mamode Akuga.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Worries continue in Uzeri as Wellhead 14, which has been spilling out crude oil for about 2 months now, is yet to be attended to. Niger Delta environmental activist Sharif Molade has joined other environmental observers and community dwellers to call on the federal government to prevail on the operators of the facility, Heritage Energy Operational Services Limited, to immediately contain the spill. They insist that the federal government and authorities must intervene swiftly to prevent the ongoing environmental disaster as the spill continues to spread across Uzeri and other surrounding communities in Isoko South local government area of Delta State.
This is crude oil blowing its way out of Wellhead 14 in Uzeri in Isoko South local government area of Delta State. This is said to be the second community where oil and gas was discovered in commercial quantity after Utuabagi Oloibiri in Bayelsa State. The facility is operated by Heritage Energy Operational Services Limited, an international oil and gas company operating in the Niger Delta. This uncontrolled spewing of crude into the environment has been going on for about 8 weeks now, with no remedy yet. Aside from the environmental hazards this has caused the people, many of them have left the area in what they say is fear of a possible fire outbreak, which could happen at any time. Reacting to this, Niger Delta environmental activist Sharif Mulade said there seems to be a culture of negligence on the part of Heritage Oil when it comes to managing this kind of situation across its areas of operation.
In Odidi community in Delta this year, there was a needle leakage. The government paid lip service, the IOC paid lip service until this window leakage keep expanding up to this moment. Heritage, NEPL have not been able to address that issue. And the communities have been calling, the communities are shouting, but they pay lip service to it. Now, Uzeri, these are people who believe, who do only farming for survival. Despite the fact that they are hosting these multinational oil companies in their domain.
Muladi went on to add that this has become the ugly fate that many Niger Delta communities continue to face, while the government and oil companies continue smiling to the bank with their ears dead to the concerns of the people. Speaking further, he said that this has led to environmental despoliation and loss of livelihoods for the people.
These communities have no social amenities. These communities have no health centers. These communities have no potable drinkable water. These communities have no school. But the government of Nigeria, the government of Delta State is very, very happy to share derivation fund and use to compensate their political followers. While the communities, the source of the resources, is neglected and abandoned. It is a deliberate act. It is a deliberate effort to frustrate the people from the Niger Delta.
For the people of Uzeri, this is an emergency that the federal government, regulators in the oil and gas industry, as well as the Delta State government must move in quickly to address. First line of action will be to ensure the situation is contained. Then cleanup and remediation are carried out, and compensation is paid to those who have suffered losses due to this occurrence.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doyediri says the current local government structure in Nigeria, which leaves Bayelsa State with just 8 local government areas is reinforcing structural injustice in Nigeria's federal system. Governor Duri described the situation as an imbalance that must be addressed to reflect the principle of equity and fairness in the distribution of resources and political representation. He made the call last week at the 2026 Goodluck Jonathan Foundation Democracy Dialogue in Bauchi State.
The issue of perceived marginalization and injustice against the oil-rich Niger Delta has remained at the front burner for decades, drawing both national and international attention. Among these is the question of resource control, with critics arguing why oil-producing states in the Niger Delta are denied control over the resources within their territories, while some states in other parts of the country are allowed to develop and exploit mineral resources such as gold and lithium for their benefit. Of particular concern to Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doye Duri during the Goodluck Jonathan Foundation Democracy Dialogue in Bauchi State recently was the current local government structure.
There is total injustice where I have just 8 local government areas. Some other states have 40 local government areas and above. And the resources from my state is used to share to those local government areas. And I have only 8. And whoever that becomes president, the injustice continues.
Between 1999 and 2000, the Bayelsa State House of Assembly passed litigation to increase the number of local government areas in the state from 8 to 33. However, the new councils could not attain full constitutional recognition because the necessary constitutional process at the federal level was stalled.
I believe that we have missed the road of democracy in Nigeria long ago, because there is no justice where oil in Oloibiri that gave this country an oil commercial producing country. Oloibiri today is a shadow of itself. And all of us come to Abuja at the end of the month to come and share oil money. I don't think that that's what democracy is all about. A local government that brings so much money to Nigeria, Southern Niger local government, for 60 years, they have no access to the headquarters of that local government. It is only recently that I've concluded a 630 meters long bridge to the headquarters of that local government.
Meanwhile, in his address, former President Goodluck Jonathan noted that democracy cannot thrive when citizens continue to feel excluded from governance and decision-making.
And for us to move, we must have innovators, creators, people that will be good scientists, economists, good lawyers, globally accepted, and this must come from their best brains. So a society must have the ability to crop up these best brains. You must have a system that can pick this crop of people and develop them so that they can take their country to where you want to go.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Former First Lady of Nigeria, Dame Patience Jonathan, and other political leaders from the Niger Delta region have charged sons and daughters of the region to rise up and lead the transformation and industrialization of the Niger Delta. The former First Lady, who gave this charge while inspecting the ongoing works at Azika Refinery in Bayelsa State, said Dr. Irwani Azibapu, the man behind the second largest private refinery in Nigeria, has shown a daring spirit worthy of emulation. Her visit followed the arrival of the Crude Distillation Unit CDU of the refinery, which is considered the heart of the refinery.
Azika Refinery is a vision conceived many years ago in the heart of medical doctor turned entrepreneur and industrialist Dr. Irwani Azibapu, president of Azika Group, to add value to the crude tapped from his state, reduce over-reliance on imported petroleum product, and create opportunities for young people in the region to play in the oil and gas industry. This was then crystallized with a license to operate a private refinery in 2015. In 2018, the project took off with the construction of the onshore component in Obunaa, Bahrain in Yenogwa, the capital of Bayelsa. Today, structures and equipment of different sizes and shapes have taken over what was once a virgin piece of land. The arrival of this mammoth equipment from South Korea, which took 3 years to build and 5 months to get to the site, set in motion the final phase of construction works at the refinery. This is known as the crude distillation unit, a tower-like chamber where crude is processed into different products. Dr. Azibapu last week received the wife of former President of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, Dame Patience Jonathan, who went on an inspection tour of the facilities on ground as well as the crude distillation unit. She was joined by the Bayelsa State Governor, Senator Doye Diri, who was represented by his deputy, Dr. Peter Akpe, and the Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, Dr. Samuel Ogbuku. Mama Peace, as she is fondly called, who was at the site for the very first time, marveled at what the Azikio Group has put together.
Initially, when you were talking about this project, I wonder. I wonder, what is this boy saying? This boy always talking big things. But today, Dr. Rani Azike Group has brought refinery to Bayelsa State to lessen the burden of the government of Bayelsa State.
She commended Dr. Azibapu and his team for writing a new story where a son of the land is playing in the oil and gas field that had barely featured those on whose lands the game has been going on for so long.
Everybody is now talking about Iran. Without that oil, they won't talk about Iran. But in Niger Delta, we are the producers of the oil. So it's for us to embrace it and make it happen. If this won't work, and Dangote own is working, and Port Harcourt, Warri, Kaduna, there is working. What are we looking for? Nigeria, we can work tall, and we can be proud of our own oil. We don't need to go and import oil. We here can export oil.
Both the Bayelsa State Government and the NDDC agreed on the need to keep providing supporting infrastructure for this kind of investment to thrive in the state and across the region. They also called on other sons and daughters of the region to emulate the industrialization drive led by Dr. Azibapu of Azikio Group.
We will continue to congratulate you and congratulate you again for taking this step in ensuring that industrialization takes place in Bayelsa.
So this is a practical example that investment in the region is safe. And that is why we're all here to support Azikio Group so that others can also come into the region to invest, to create job opportunities and bring about prosperity in the region.
For Dr. Azibapu, the journey has indeed been interesting as well as challenging, but they are now set to finish strong.
In the next few months from today, we're going to get the first refined product out from the Azikio refinery to the people of Bayelsa, people of the Niger Delta, people of the South and Nigeria. This, of course, will guarantee sufficiency of refined petroleum product ranging from petrol, diesel, kerosene, aviation fuel, LPG, and even heavy fuel oil.
The installation of the CDU is set to take 6 months, after which final configuration for the refinery to start its test run will be conducted.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Azikio Group. Oil and gas, dredging, power, and air transportation. Azikio Group. Petroleum product sufficiency, energy sustainability, and infrastructure development.
Cubana Millennium City, Asaba. A statement in luxurious living. 3 months after receiving mini buses and tricycles from the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC), beneficiaries in Cross River State say the intervention is already making a difference in their lives. From increased income to new opportunities, the beneficiaries say the vehicles have given them a more reliable means of livelihood. The beneficiaries spoke last week when inside the Niger Delta, crew visited Watts Market Roundabout in Calabar to assess the impact of the program.
In May this year, the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC), in partnership with the Senate Committee on NDDC, chaired by Senator Asukwo Ekpeyong, distributed 150 mini buses and 200 tricycles to young people in Cross River State. The goal was to create jobs, provide sustainable sources of income, and help more young people become economically self-reliant. 3 months later, Inside the Niger Delta crew returned to Calabar to hear directly from the beneficiaries and see how the intervention is working. For Samuel Odua Monday, a tricycle operator, the vehicle has provided an opportunity to earn a steady income and support not only himself but others around him.
Like this school in Lagos Street, I empower all the JS1. I buy exercise book to the young ones also. I empower as he give me the keke. I will also use the keke to empower the young one. And the money I get now is more than the one I've been get. God do everything. NDDC is doing well. They empower the youth, the community, the state to make the state to do well. And God will bless them.
Other beneficiaries said the tricycles and mini-buses have become a dependable source of income.
There are people that sat down in the house and they did not have anything doing. But when this KK came in, it also gave out another opportunity for people to see what to do on a daily basis. I'll say a very big thank you to the NDDC for providing this KK.
Since they give the KK, they help me and the passenger and the masses. The KK, they okay. I thank the NDDC for give our senator this idea and give the senator this KK to give younger one to also Canada.
Some residents and passengers at Watts Market Roundabout say the increase in commercial transport has made movement around the area easier. For them, the vehicles are not just providing income for the operators, they are also helping to meet an important need in the community.
Those people that were standing on the roads to molest the drivers or to disturb the drivers, some of them are not, it's out of the road for now. So because of I feel that maybe because of the minibus, they give it out to them. So he helped them to have something to do. He have impacted them to have something to eat. So that's the reason they have leave the road so that they will use the minibus to help themselves.
For the beneficiaries in Cross River State, the real measure of the intervention is not simply the number of vehicles distributed. It is the income they now earn, the families they can support, and the opportunities they can create. The intervention is part of the NDDC's wider efforts to create opportunities and improve livelihoods across the Niger Delta. Under the leadership of the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the NDDC, Dr. Samuel Obuku, the Commission has continued to support programs aimed at empowering young people and equipping them with skills to become self-reliant. These include CNG auto gas conversion training, agricultural empowerment programs, and technical skills acquisition.
Inside the Niger Delta.
The Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) is encouraging students in higher institutions across the region to take an active part in the electoral process ahead of the 2027 general elections. The NDDC Director of Social Services, Engineer Jeremiah Orisha-Jolone, made the call last week during a sensitization program for students of the University of Uyo in Akwa Ibom State.
With preparations gradually building towards the 2027 general elections, The Niger Delta Development Commission, in partnership with Project New Nigeria, has begun a sensitization program aimed at encouraging young people to participate responsibly in the electoral process. The program focuses on the importance of voter registration, collection of permanent voters' cards (PVCs), and the need for young people to understand and exercise their civic rights. Speaking at the University of Uyo, the NDDC Director of Social Services, Engineer Jeremiah Orishejoloni, stressed the need for greater democratic participation and responsible citizenship among young Nigerians.
Voting is not merely a civic duty. It is an opportunity to influence decision, to select leaders whose value align with yours, to shape governance and to determine accountability.
The convener of Project New Nigeria, Mr. Samuel Nzidi, also encouraged the students to register and collect their PVCs, describing the voters' card as an important tool for participating in the democratic process.
This election is our opportunity to take charge of our future and build the Nigeria we want. And we must speak with one voice to make that happen and build the Nigeria of our dreams.
But the engagement went beyond voter education. The team also paid tuition fees for 200 students, including 10 persons living with disabilities, while 100-level students received electronic tablets to support their studies. The beneficiaries expressed appreciation to the NDDC for the support, saying the intervention would help ease some of the challenges they face as students.
I feel really excited this evening to be a beneficiary of this, what NDDC has done, and I want to say a very big thank you to them. I really appreciate it. I don't know how to say, but my heart is red.
I'm very much delighted and happy today in receiving this gift. I'm saying a very big thank you, and I appreciate NDDC New Project Nigeria for this gift. It's actually my first gift, since I got to school. I'm very much happy. I say a very big thank you to them, and God bless them for me.
The NDDC says initiatives such as this are part of its broader efforts to support young people in the Niger Delta, while encouraging them to take an active and responsible role in the development of the region.
Inside the Niger Delta.
For centuries, the Egungun Festival has served as a cultural bridge between the people of Oke-Igbo Kingdom of Ondo State and their ancestors. This brings communities across the kingdom together to celebrate their heritage and communal identity. This year's festival, which featured spirited masquerade displays, traditional rituals, and general dancing and merriment, was a reunion of sorts for sons and daughters of the kingdom from all over.
Across Yoruba land, the Egungun is traditionally regarded as the visible manifestation of departed ancestors returning to the community to be remembered, celebrated, and honored. And in Oke-Igbo Kingdom, the belief continues to shape an annual celebration that brings together indigenes from within the community, across Nigeria, and from the diaspora. Men, women, youth, and children all come out in their numbers as the streets come alive with the sound of talking drums, chants, and traditional performances. At the center of the celebration are the Egungun masquerades, whose elaborate costumes and movements are believed to symbolize the presence of the ancestors among the living. Another striking feature of the festival is the traditional cane flogging ritual. While the practice may appear intense to visitors unfamiliar with the tradition, residents say it forms part of the cultural and spiritual significance attached to the celebration and remains a practice that has been passed down through generations.
That's the part of the festival, to tell us that, when something is hitting you, not everything that hits you that can kill you. When we beat ourselves with the cane, we laugh. Nobody quarrel with each other.
They don't used to feel the pain of the cane, even if it shows blood. Even if they are beaten, after 2 to 3 days, all the pains and the wound will go away.
Beyond the rituals and colorful displays, the festival has become an important avenue for bringing the people together. For residents, it provides an opportunity for families and generations to reconnect, while also strengthening a shared sense of identity among people of different backgrounds and faiths.
So we are happy today to come out. Both Christian and Muslim are coming together to celebrate. The culture is different from, is totally different from any other thing.
This one can be a means of encouraging Okegos to come home and invest, because it's like tourism. It boosts tourism.
The week-long celebration eventually culminated with the Ibaja ritual, an important traditional ceremony involving offerings to the ancestors.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Well, that's the size of our package on the program for today. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region, will be back same time, same station next week. Until then, you can follow us on our social media handles showing right now on your screens. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDNTV Nigeria for these stories and many more. Until next week, I am Mahmoud Akuga, thanking you for tuning in. Bye for now.